Hi guys. So I'm feeling a lot of things lately and I'm not really sure what this video is gonna be like. Not really sure where the conversation is going, but I wanted to say something because it's been bothering me that I haven't said anything. And I know I haven't really talked much about mental health. I think I made maybe like one video about it over Vlogmas, but I have not been okay lately, and it's a lot that has to do with school and work and what's going on in the world, and I just feel so overwhelmed and I feel exhausted emotionally and mentally, and I need a break. But I can't take a break because if I take a break, I'm gonna fall behind in my schoolwork, and my school canceled spring break, so we're in school 2 extra weeks now, and it's not good. Not only are students running low on meal swipes, but also it's just not good for the mental health of students, and I'm sure the professors are drained too, but I just wanted to come on here and talk about what I've been feeling lately. So you all probably have heard about the horrible shooting that happened in Atlanta that left 6 Asian women dead. It is absolutely devastating to hear about. Not only is it another act of racism against a minority group and a group of color and women at that, but it's just heartbreaking because everyone has been talking about recent upsurges in Asian American hate because of COVID, because it started in China, and I think what people don't realize is it's always been there. It just has gone unreported. No one started talking about it. It wasn't being brought into the media until now. We have been excluded with the Chinese Exclusion Act. We've been put in internment camps. We've been told racist comments. We've been fetishized. There are so many ways that we have been portrayed in the media that support those ideas of how Asian women should act and should look like and should be like, and now people are like, oh my gosh, this horrible stuff has happened to the Asian community. But it hasn't just happened, it's been happening. And I think for me the hardest thing is that I appreciate everyone spreading awareness of it, but just seeing it all on social media, every single person, it's so overwhelming just to see it over and over and over again of what happened. And I'm glad that people are spreading awareness of it, but it just makes me very overwhelmed with what happened because it's very sad. And I think with Black Lives Matter, I'm not black. I can never understand the hardships that black people have gone through or will go through, the fear they get every single day when they see a security officer or police officer or a white person. I can't relate to that, but I can relate to this, and I think that's why it's been so hard on me. Not only that, but I'm an adoptee, and so it's always been tough figuring out where to identify, you know, like I consider myself to be Chinese American. I've grown up in America and I've been immersed in Chinese culture to the best of my mom's abilities, so I consider myself to be Chinese American. So then seeing someone who looks like my family kill someone who looks like me puts me in a position where I don't know what to think. I don't know what to identify as anymore. Even with COVID, I was ashamed to be Chinese. The first time in my life that I was ever ashamed to be Chinese. I've always been proud of my Chinese heritage. I've always loved being from China and sharing that with people. But I didn't want to be Chinese for the first time in my life because everyone was hating on the Chinese people for bringing in a virus, even though we had nothing to do with it. We had no control over it. And so for the first time I was like, I didn't want to be Chinese because I was afraid of the backlash that I was going to receive for carrying COVID. I was afraid I would be told to go back to my country, or I would get weird stares, or every time I sneezed someone would like make a nasty comment or walk away from me. And that did happen once. I was stared at in a Goodwill here, actually, in Ohio. I knew why she was staring at me, and it didn't make it any better. And now, like, this stuff has been happening. It makes me so sad because I now worry for my safety every time I go out of my room, every time I leave this building, every time I'm going to leave campus from now on. I'm going to worry that something bad is going to happen to me. I have to worry that something bad is going to happen to my sister, who is 1 time zone away, or my friends who live in different states. And no one should have to feel that fear. No people of color should ever have to feel that fear. Black people shouldn't have to worry that they're going to be shot unarmed by a cop. No person is perfect. No country is perfect. We all have our flaws. Americans definitely aren't perfect. But where we come from and what we look like and who we love and what we believe should not lead to hate. It's not just what happens, it's also what happens after and the reports. Not saying what it was, which was a racist attack and murder of Asian people, claiming that the shooter was having a bad day. That doesn't justify killing someone. Those were 8 people with lives, 8 people with families to go home to, and the shooter took that away from them. He took their lives away from them, and no one should have to go through that, ever. No one should have to go through the loss of someone that soon in their life. Bringing back the fetishization stuff, like trying to lessen the temptation that I have been fetishized before. I've met an Asian fetish man when I was around 13 years old at a summer dance concert, and I was asked if I was planning to eat dog right before I went to Shanghai. And some kids in my high school have said ching chong to my face, and I have heard the term chink. I have been called Twinkie, and I know sometimes I do call myself like I'm a banana, but it's different when it comes from other people, and I know I need to stop saying it to myself. But I have had my fair share of the racist comments, even if they're small microaggressions. Seeing everything on the news lately, it's just a lot. It's a lot to take in. It's a lot to hear about, and just that combined with all of my stress from school, it has not been boding well for me. I feel like I never have time for anything. I feel like I'm so busy with my schoolwork that I can't focus on my work. And on top of all of that, I don't have time to just sit and chill and not think. The other day the weather was nice and my friends and I sat outside and I read a book, and that was nice because I didn't have to think about anything. I was just there, and I can't do that as much as I would like to. I always have stuff to do, I'm always busy, and so I'm just really stressed out about school and getting all my work done in time, and then I see all this stuff happening, and it's just every day is a constant reminder of what's going on in the world. And the world is a scary place, and it's a sad place, and it's a place that I don't want to live in anymore. I don't want to grow up in a place that hates people for the color of their skin. If you know me, you know that I've always wanted to be a mom. Like, that is one of my dreams, is to be a mom, to have biological children. Of course I'm considering adoption too, but that biological connection is really important to me. But now, I mean, thinking about it, I don't want to raise a child in this world where people will hate on them for who they love or what they look like or where they come from. It's just really sad, and I wish the world wasn't like this. And I don't really know what to do anymore. Like, I don't know what to do with myself, with my life, and I'm I'm hurt and I'm angry and I'm grieving, and I just need someone to tell me that it's okay, but I know it's not going to be okay because this isn't going to stop. No matter how many times we talk about it, no matter how many racial sensitivity trainings we provide or resources we provide or money we donate to companies that are helping the problem, it's not going to change it right away or overnight. Laws and rules aren't going to change anything either, because people are still going to do all of this stuff. Hate starts with every one of us. We're the ones that are in control of our emotions and of our behaviors, and the only way we can stop this is if we recognize in ourselves what problems we need to work on. We need to think about how we need to educate ourselves, how we need to educate other people, how to fix the stereotypes and stigmas and spread love. And love conquers hate, and hate is what has been causing all of these issues. And I think also the same week, the story about Sarah from the UK has been going around. And while I appreciate her story getting so much publicity, that stuff happens all the time. Women get kidnapped and killed all the time. It's not something new, even though her story has gotten a lot of publicity. And so I think just combining the fact that I'm a woman and the fact that I'm Asian just makes it like 10 times worse. There's this one street down my school. It's a street known for women who have gotten catcalled, and I luckily have not gotten catcalled. However, I am scared to walk down that street by myself at night. I'm scared to go anywhere at night because I'm a woman. And during COVID, I have been even more scared because I am Asian, and I don't know what kind of comments or backlash I'm going to receive related to my race. So that's kind of where I'm at, is just I'm scared. I'm scared to go places. I'm scared to leave. I'm scared to be by myself. I think one of the worst things that I hate about this country is our patriarchal society and the power that men hold. Of course, there's still hierarchy between races, but the idea that women feel safer with a man they trust, like a father or brother, than by themselves or with other women, I think is really sad. And one thing I hate about myself is that when one of my previous relationships ended, the first thing I thought was, I don't have someone to protect me anymore. And that's sad. And I know I have the capability to defend myself and protect myself if needed, but it's just the idea of having a man there, you know, like having connections to get that if I need it. And yeah, so like I said, I wasn't really sure where this conversation was going. Obviously it went in so many different directions, but I've just been feeling a lot of things. Definitely sad is one of them. I felt like crying so many times today specifically, which is why I sat down and filmed this, and I almost started crying while I was talking. My nose is actually running right now, but yeah, I'm sad and I'm heartbroken and I want this to end, and I'm tired of our world and what life is like here, and I'm just tired of everything and I want it to end. And I don't know when that will happen, but I'm really tired and I'm sad and I want to cry, but I don't, because I know if I start crying I probably won't be able to stop. But yeah, I really wanted to sit down and talk because of how I've been feeling, and I feel like I've been pretty open with my videos, and it's just tough because I grew up in a white family, but I'm Chinese, and so hearing of all these stories about white people hurting Chinese people and other Asian people, it makes my identity even harder. Luckily I've never been one of those people who felt in between being American and being Asian, but now I really do, because I don't really know how to identify anymore, and I don't like that. because like I said, I've always been proud of what I look like and who I am. Now I don't really know anymore, and I think I'm just really sad and I'm just really tired, and yeah. So I don't really know if I was planning to say anything else. I kind of just sat here and let the camera run and just talk it all out, but I'm going to work on trying to feel better, and I think I'm hoping after this weekend my workload is a little lighter and I can focus on getting better more. I really do think I need a spring break, but I'm not going to get one until we have another rest day on April 7th, which isn't going to do much because they're still going to probably give us work, but I'm going to try my best to start feeling better and all this stuff. But just remember that this stuff didn't just start happening. Black lives are not a trend you can just suddenly support on your Instagram. You can't support it once and not support it again. And make sure to check in on your friends who are going through things, particularly your friends of color, when something happens in their community, because the camera doesn't tell the whole story. Instagram doesn't tell the whole story. Facebook doesn't tell the whole story. I mean, I'm sure when you saw my video on Wednesday, I was happy, I was excited, I had a huge announcement to make, and here I am almost crying to the camera. So there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes that people don't talk about, so make sure to check in on your friends. And yeah, that was it for this video. So